Davening takeaway, Torah Ohr, Daf 120. On this Daf is a continuation of what we talked about on the previous Daf, 119, and that is that as an analogy of a wheat kernel with its husk, and with that and planted into the ground, sown into the ground for a whole wheat stalk to then grow and produce a wheat plant, and how that's connected to the process of davening. And so we see that, interestingly, it says in the mimer that the nitzutz elokis, which is eloki, which is the godly spark, which is the essence of our soul, which is connected to the essence of Hashem. That nitzutz eloki is referred to as Or Zarua, as like we say in the Kabbalah Shabbos on Friday, and Or Zarua Tzaddik, that light was sown for the tzaddik, and all of us are tzaddikim, tzaddikim. And so this idea of this soul being like light sown, it also now is the whole purpose of sowing seeds is for those plants to grow. And so this light, which is the godly spark, needs to be growing, flourishing, and developing. And in the beginning, it needs its husk. What can happen, or what does happen? Our soul, our godly soul, gets placed into our nefesh bahamis, into our animal human soul, and then that into the body. And that animal soul can have passions and desires that could be distractions or actually heading in the wrong direction, non-godly direction. And so we need a protection from that to allow this Or Zarua, this godly spark to then take root and start growing. And with that, then there is that husk. What is the husk? As we said before, is that sense of ego, of yesh, even if it's a more refined version, in order that as we daven, we first can have love and fear of Hashem, because loving Hashem, love, it says to have love, there needs to be someone who has that love. So there is a separateness there, and we then take that and develop it ultimately to the point where we can reach an awareness of the essence of Hashem, the Atzma Zemhus, which is beyond all intellect, beyond all things. And when we are able to allow that to become prominent, that's the light, the godly soul that now is flourishing and growing, and the sown seed. And so now that it has grown, it no longer needs its husk, and so we don't need to have a sense of self in that way anymore. We can now become totally united with Hashem and His essence, which is beyond all intellect and all thought.